Okay, so I think Mr. Barlow, maybe, or Thrifty Knifty. I think it was one of those guys. May have been Thrifty Knifty. One of them, I think, did a video on this already, and I'm sure there's other videos on it out there. But this is a Rough Rider Barlow, a single bladed Barlow in the artificial tortoise shell. I think it's acrylic. I guess it's probably acrylic. Um, but yeah, fake tortoise shell acrylic. And it's got tortoise, this turtle shell shield there, which is kind of adding insult to injury, but that's besides the point. Um, Handle's not actual tortoise shell. It's just a acrylic. Um, much like a lot of glasses frames, at least in like the '90s, would look like this. It's a fake imitation thing. That's what it's called. It's called imitation tortoise shell. Yeah, there we go. But this is Barlow. As most of you probably know, I'm fairly into Barlows. So I do have a bit of a Barlow collection. I haven't bought a whole lot of Rough Rider Barlows because a lot of them are pretty much the same. I do like the carbon steel bone stag, cinnamon bone stag, whatever it's called. I like that Barlow. That one sold out. They have this one on the website right now. I think it's like $13. Um, we got a half stop. Um, Fairly good action. Not anything amazing or anything, but fairly good. Pretty good for the price, anyway. Might get better if I cleaned it out a little bit. I don't know if I did that already. I may have. I don't know. But anyway, pretty good action. Pretty decently made little knife, it seems like, especially for the price of like $13 or whatever. Um, I like the single blade. I'm not a huge fan of the double bladed Barlows that Rough Rider puts out. Most of the time, the secondary blade uh, is too low, or at least the one that I had, the secondary blade was like blocking the nail neck on the main blade or something. I don't remember. I had some sort of problem with it. Don't remember what that was. I probably did a video on it. Maybe I can go back and look at that. But there was something wrong with it that I didn't really like, and I've never carried that knife. Now I have carried the single bladed cinnamon bone stag carbon steel one a couple of times. I haven't carried it a whole lot, but it has been in my pocket a couple of times. This knife is neat because of the imitation tortoise shell. It seems to be pretty decently made. It's single bladed Barlow, and it's in 440B instead of 440A. It's still not quite 440C, but we're getting a little bit better blade steel from Rough Rider. So that's cool. Half decent, like I said, half decent action. I kind of wish they'd get away from these goofy looking nail neck, these match strike nail necks. This isn't like, this doesn't need to be on all of your knives, Rough Rider. If you still want to do this on some of them, I get it, but like, not every knife needs the match strike nail neck. I don't know. The Rough Rider match strike nail necks have ruined like more expensive knives with that for me because I look at it and it's like, oh, that just reminds me of Rough Rider. Um, but yeah, uh, pretty decent little made knife. I don't remember if it has any blade play. Okay, yeah, it does have some blade play. Some slight blade play. Nothing that's going to like affect the use of the knife or whatever. It's not like massive or anything. But there is a little side to side play you can feel. So I'll probably try to fix that, which will ruin the action, but I really get annoyed by blade play because I'm like OCD about that for whatever reason. Um, but yeah, it came sharp, I believe. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Sharp little knife. Definitely a usable little pocket knife. I like the imitation tortoise shell. Um, I think a lot of people like the imitation tortoise shell. Um, but yeah, fairly well made for the price of like $13. Still available on Smoky Mountain Knife Works last time I checked. Um, and it's just another little Barlow to add to my collection of Barlows. And if you really like Barlows, maybe you'll buy one. The only real like issue, well, not issue, but the only real thing that a lot of people that like Barlows are going to point out is this shield here. Most Barlows do not have shields. They have something written on the bolster, something stamped on the bolster, and they don't have a shield. Um, that's at least traditionally. Um, but Rough Rider kind of does that on most of their knives. And Boker actually puts shields on their Barlows too. So I don't necessarily have a huge problem with it, but that is going to be something that people point out. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of this shield. It's kind of weird looking, but it's all right. But anyway, neat little knife for the price. Um, I certainly think it's worth the like $13 or whatever. The person who did the video on this said that there did seem to be some problems with these tortoise shell knives, so be wary of that. But this one's pretty good. So I don't have any firsthand experience to go by with that. That's just something I'm hearing from somebody else and relaying to you. But anyway, that's gonna be it on this video on this imitation tortoise shell Barlow. I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good day.